You can edit a shitty first draft, but you can't edit a blank page. If you just suck at something, it doesn't make you a bad writer. So it's time for a writing update, and I have good news. If you've been following my vlogs, I've just been struggling a lot with writing for a long time. And to be honest, I don't really know what happened, but I finished writing a book, and then I don't know if when I read it back, it was really imperfect and really flawed and incomplete, and I don't know if that discouraged me or if it was just life, because like there was a lot going on. I don't know, but just I got in a really bad funk and a really bad creative slump, and I've been struggling to get out of it. And one problem why is because I haven't been able to pick a book to write, and I always have a really strong desire to write, and I'm extremely passionate about it. And so the desire and passion are the two of my biggest fuels, and I kind of lost that. So, you know, I didn't have my fuel, really. It made me sad. I just kind of pushed it away so that I didn't, you know, feel super depressed about it, but it was bad. And the reason why I'm saying was is because I think I'm finally getting out of it. And now I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and write like 10 million words every day now. I have no idea how that's gonna go, but I read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, and I talked about it a little bit in my reading vlog that I don't know, I probably haven't uploaded it yet. I read that because it's a book about creativity, and I thought that it could really spark that passion in me again, and it didn't completely like light up a fire, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't immediately go like, oh my gosh, I need to write immediately or I'm gonna die, but I felt a spark of just like the old feelings that I always felt, and I decided to, of course, you know, try to like fuel that with some things. And so I just sat down yesterday and I just wrote in my diary about like my options of the books that I can write right now and the reasons why I want to or don't want to. And what I suggest to you is, if you are stuck, especially, only follow your heart. And if along with that, if you can follow your brain as well, that's wonderful. You know, if it's actually like a smart decision, that's cool. But like, if you've been struggling for a long time to write something, just follow your heart. Even if the book doesn't really make sense to write right now, even if you think it's stupid, it's just fuck that. Just write it. Write what your heart wants right now, because that's what's gonna really help you get back into it. I was just trying to follow my heart, but at the same time, I have a lot of series and prequels and sequels, and you know, I wanted it to make sense a little bit, and in the end, it actually does make kind of sense, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, but basically, it's a contemporary romance. I don't want to say anything about the plot just yet, but it is really fun. And the problem I had with that, it's like for a while I've been telling myself that I could do that, because like all of my other books are kind of more complicated, because I have a lot of fantasy books, I have my own world, but I kind of feel like I need to develop the world a little bit more, and you know, just like there's a lot of work that has to go into it, and like I started being pulled towards a book that's set in that fantasy world. But the problem was, it's a multiple points of view book, and you know, I started thinking about it and I was like, writing that right now, after not writing anything for half a year, is a horrible idea. I'm not saying it's not doable, but I knew that it would hold me back a little bit, and what I really want right now is to build a momentum and really just immerse myself in writing and write and write and write without any breaks, or like, you know, just without getting stuck, and I'm hoping to make it flow as much as possible. It just still felt a little bit wrong. And then the whole time I was thinking that I could pick this contemporary romance. The thing that held me back with that a little bit as well is that I just thought like, well, the plot doesn't really excite me that much. And I mean, like, there were just parts of the plot, like the whole point of the book, like what actually happens, I love that, but then, you know, the actual plot later on, I just didn't really feel excited to just write that. But then I thought, if the characters excite me, if the whole book excites me, it just means that I need to work on the plot. Because, you know, if there's a boring plot, we just need to change it. And so I made some changes, I thought about it more, and I got really excited. Because I think that's like the easiest book I can write right now. I don't know, I'm just really, really, really feeling it, and it finally just feels right. And so I'm gonna work on that. I think I need to develop the characters a tiny bit more. I need to think a tiny bit more about the plot and just like do that. But it's gonna be time to immerse myself right back into the book, and it's not gonna be the easiest thing ever, because the problem is I haven't written anything for half a year. I've only written poetry, and my writing in general is kind of simple, and I suck at descriptions. I'm great at dialogues, and I'm great at like characters and the whole story and creating the soul of the book, or however I should describe it, but I'm just kind of terrible at the word thing. But so it's, you know, gonna be really bad. It's gonna sound terrible. Like the sentences are just gonna suck. But even if I have to spend ages editing this book, it's better to edit an extremely flawed book than have nothing to edit at all, you know? So even if it's imperfect as fuck, I just miss writing so much, and I want to write again, and it's gonna suck for a while, but I don't care. It doesn't matter that our books suck sometimes, that the words suck sometimes, because like, it's not the actual book that sucks, you know, it's just that it has a lot of flaws, but the core of the book is still incredible, and we just need to work a lot and edit a lot later on to make it amazing. But like, again, you can edit a shitty first draft, but you can't edit a blank page. That's why we need to put shit on the page, and that's why I'm gonna do that. So I am so happy, because like, the thing is, like, I knew that obviously I would get back to writing, you know, like, it was never a question, so I never, like, felt completely terrible about this whole situation, but I was still kind of frustrated, and I was just like, I miss writing so much, and I have all these millions of books to write, and I'm not writing any of them, and it sucked a lot. And for a while I was just like, when is this gonna stop? When am I going to get out of it? And yes, I could have just been sitting here in this couch. I could have watched Netflix and just thought, you know, fuck this, like, it's hard, so I'm not even gonna try again. But writing is my dream, and most importantly, right now, it's not even about the fact that, like, I want to finish writing the books. Because I haven't done this for so long, I now realize that, like, I miss the process so much. Like, I know that everyone loves something else, but, you know, like, I just love writing. It makes me so happy. I just enjoy it so much. And I'm like, I just miss that feeling. I just miss that feeling of being excited to write, you know, when you like have to do something during the day and you're like, I can't wait for the moment when I can just open my laptop and write for hours. And I miss that so much, and I'm ready. I'm ready to get back into it. I'm so fucking ready. Oh my gosh, let's do this. Hi everyone, so I'm kind of in the mood to rant a little bit, or I'm not sure if I should call it a rant, but on Twitter I engage a lot with the writing community. You might be from there. If you are, hi. I just asked everyone on Twitter what their biggest insecurities related to writing are, and I've gotten a lot of responses. I was kind of expecting that, because I know that writers all have, or a lot of us have, really low self-esteem or just lots of insecurities and worries, and I just think that kind of comes with the field of just art in general. It all takes so much work, it's all just different for everyone, and it's so subjective, and it's just, we all have really diverse strengths and weaknesses, and I just really want to quickly say some things right now, and I'm definitely going to talk about this more in like a separate video, because there's a lot to unpack. Right now I just want to for a second focus on the issue of people feeling like they're a terrible writer and that they're not good enough and that no one will like their work. So if you feel like you're a shit writer, listen up. Everyone has felt this way before. I think that's just really important to remember because it's easy to feel like we're alone in this, but most writers, if not all, just, maybe with some very, 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 very rare exceptions, have felt like they're a shit writer. The most celebrated authors in the world, in our history, your favorite authors, they have felt like they are shit at writing. And they hated the books that later on became bestsellers at some point. And, they have felt like they weren't good enough, and maybe many times they wanted to give up, or many times they thought, well, I'm never going to make it as a writer, and then eventually they did turn it into their full-time career. Some people will consider you a shit writer, and that is a hard pill to swallow, to think, oh my gosh, some people will think that this book sucks. But that just comes with the field, whether we like it or not. And again, people think your all-time favorite books are shit. Because everyone will have an opinion. There are just assholes in the world who don't like anything, but then again, art is subjective. There's not a single thing that everyone can love. That's just not how it works, and not everyone is supposed to love it. No book is for everyone, and so your book isn't for everyone, but it will be loved by some people. If you love it with love, if you write it with love, if you're passionate about it, if you enjoy writing it, then some people will enjoy reading it too. Not everyone will, but not everyone has to. Try to focus on the fact that some people will love it. And yeah, sure, the book, if you're writing the first draft, or if you're in the early stages, then the book is just not perfect, because no published book is the first draft. And the thing that you hold in your hand this is, they probably went through many, many drafts before getting it edited professionally and everything, and just every single book goes through many, many, many stages to get it to this. And so your book probably hasn't gone through all those stages, so it probably is deeply flawed, but that doesn't mean it sucks. And it's the same with you. If you have some weaknesses with writing, if you just suck at something, it doesn't make you a bad writer, because we all suck at something, And when it comes to publishing, some people just help the writers out. They don't do everything alone. We just do the beginning alone, but then again, editors and everything, we just get help with the things that we're not the best at, and we just need to keep trying and get better at the things that we suck at, and focus on the things that we're good at, and at making these stand out. And so, because I don't want this to be too long, because this video is probably already too long, but I'm just here to tell you, you don't suck as a writer. You're not perfect, and you don't write only perfect sentences, but no one does. We need to just remember with everything in life that when something is flawed, it doesn't mean it fucking sucks. It just means it has flaws, but it can still be absolutely incredible. And again, I'm going to talk more about this sometime later in another video, so if you have any more concerns or anything that I could try to help you out with more, please tell me a comment down below, and I'm going to try to help you all out, but just please remember this. And again, I'm going to talk about this more later, so if this wasn't too helpful, I'm going to try to help you out again, and hopefully next time it will be. But yeah, that's it for this writing vlog. More is coming. I love making these. I'm kind of behind on editing, but I promise soon at some point I will be uploading videos regularly, but for now let's just, so subscribe for more videos like this, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and tell me how your writing life is going. Tell me how you're feeling. If you are worried right now, or if you feel really good, tell me everything in the comments down below, and I'm going to respond to all of you, and I'm going to see you soon in another video. Bye!